Hi guys, I'm Peggy from the Witch's Garden, trying to grow a cut flower garden here on my allotment in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Thanks for checking out my channel. Okay, so it's been a week since I was here putting in my sunflower and my cosmos. So first let's start with doing a little check of what's been happening in the garden this week. So here are the sunflower that I put in last week, and they're all looking to be doing pretty well. Growing at completely different rates from each other, which is a bit bizarre. But growing, so that's good. And I don't think I've got any that have failed so far, which is great. No, we're all looking good. And there's my 4 random ones at the end that I had left over. And we've got our poppy, which are still coming on here. And they've not put much height on them, but there's something there, so that's good. These are my dahlia, which are all in their little slug protection bottles. Now, some of these have come up and some haven't. I'm actually quite disappointed. I planted in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tubers, and of those 7, only 4 have come up. Now this middle one here, they were 3 of the same tuber bought in the same packet, and 1's come up and the other 2 haven't. So I'm actually going to go and see if I can get a few more tuber and put them in and see if anything will happen. But the ones that have come up are looking pretty good. In fact, I think this one, which is my bonbon, is about ready to get his wee cover off. He's getting a bit big for being in there. Nice healthy plant. Maybe this one too is about ready. He's bursting out the top of his bottle. Wow. Pretty are you? There you go, buddy. Stretch out. Okay, so maybe they're ready to see how well they do without the slugs getting to them. The 3 at the back are my seedlings that I grew at home and put in. They've put on a little bit of height in the week, not great amounts, but I guess it means I'm going to have flowers at different times, which is great. What else is happening? So here are my cosmos that I put in. Varying degrees of success. These 2 are looking great, and then I don't know what happened to him. And the same in this row, we've got a healthy one, healthy ones, and then this guy in the middle just seems to have failed. Healthy one right next to it, so not sure what's going on there. I did bring down another cranberry, which I'm going to put in this here because I was one short last week. But it looks like I might have to bring down a couple of replacements next time I'm down as well. And just behind them you can see my zinnia, which I think are doing really well. I've got some more of them to go in today. Behind the zinnia are my calendula. I can show you what's happened with these actually. Okay, so here are my calendula, and as you can see, some have come up and then none in the rest of the line. And then here I've got some that have come up, but they're quite far away. You know, I kind of planted everything on the string line, and you can see how far this one and this one have moved. And I can only assume that's been rain. They've just been washed down by the rain. Which I did expect to happen a little bit because, like I said, the rain is quite intense here. So I think I might have to replant this whole row. I'm guessing they've just gone with the rain. And then this is my scabious, I'm still not entirely sure how you pronounce it. I seem to have one, and I'm not even sure that that is actually what it is. It might be a weed. Now at home I've only had 2 that have germinated from all of the seeds that I've put in, so I'm just having a bit of a battle to get these going. But hopefully something will come. And then on the other side of it, I've got my nigella, which is coming on so strong. It's great. My achillea is doing absolutely nothing, which is quite upsetting. Both of the ones I put in, I had a mix and a cloth of gold, and neither of them seem to be doing anything at all. My Daucus dara is coming through in kind of bits. And again, it seems to be where the rains kind of made a dip in the soil. They're coming through, so I think I am suffering a little bit trying to plant in rainy season. But this is my Ami, and it's coming through quite well, so at least I'll have a little bit of white filler, if nothing else. I also have some stuff that I've brought down with me today to plant in here, so let's have a look at that. Okay, so my plan for today is to get in a few more of the things that I've had growing on at home. These are my teddy bear sunflowers, which I'm desperate to get in. They've got a bit of growth on them now, so they can go in. I've also got one of the Velvet Queens and one of my common sunflower, because I was one short last week and one died in the car. On the way down, this is my double click cranberry bonbon, Cosmos, to put in to replace the one that's died. I've actually got two. There's two growing together there, so I'll put in one for the one that's failed and one to fill the spot because I was one short last week. I also have this tray. Now I would like all of these to be bigger, but they're doing okay, so I'm going to get them in and see if they do better. They get more sun here, they get and they get the rain more here than I'm giving them at home, so I'm thinking just get them out and see how they do. This is my verbena, which is getting quite tall, and then I have verbascum. I've got a verbascum mix and I've got a verbascum snowy spires, so I'm looking forward to have some spike flowers in here as well. So we're going to thin these out a little bit and get them in the ground today as well. Okay, I've also got this bigger tray here which has a mix of things. These are some green zinnia, which I think will look quite cool. I've got some of my aster going in here. I've got some of my little thistly, what are they called? Ergonum. Any help on that one would be appreciated. That are going in. I had my flying hedgehogs in here as well, and the packet actually said they're a bit sporadic in germinating and they prefer colder weather, so not much has happened with them. I'm not holding out much hope. I've got a couple of echinacea in here which haven't done much either, and again this is where I've got my scabious growing, and you can see I've literally got two of them. So I'm going to leave them in here. I'm not taking everything out today. I'm just going to take out the bigger ones that I think will survive in the garden and leave the rest at home to see how they do without a little bit more protection, see if they get any further along. And finally I have my amaranth and some ponytails. So these ponytails get planted out in clumps. They're doing okay. I would like my amaranth to be bigger, but for some reason half of them are doing well and the other half are a lot smaller. So I'm going to take just the bigger ones out here and then put them in and leave the smaller ones in and take them back home with me and just keep them a bit warmer for a bit longer. Keep regularly watering them and see if I can get them to get a bit bigger before I put them out here as well. So that's today's plan. I've already done a quick weed, so just get all of these in and get it watered. Okay. My first fully planted row, yay! That is all of my sunflower in. So the sunflower I had left over, I had a couple more teddy bear, I put in another valentine and just another common. Nice white, yellow one. I have a full row, yay! Okay, so next I'm gonna put in my verbascum and verbena over here. That's it guys, I've done it. Everything's in. With the exception of my delphinium, which have not at all germinated. I think I've got two tiny little sprouts coming out. I might try and direct seed them and see if anything else happens. But yeah, that was a bit disappointing. That's the only thing that hasn't come up. That and my flying hedgehogs. I put in one tiny little clump of flying hedgehogs, but I don't think they're really going to do anything anyway. But other than that, that is everything in. I'm really excited. It's hard to believe that it's going to turn into anything, but I'm hopeful. So I'm going to give it all a water and let them all get a good drink and sink in. But yeah, garden planted. Yay! My compost tea that I got, so I'm putting a little bit of this in each load of my watering can to just get a little bit of nutrition in the soil for them. Okay, so the last thing I want to do today is to get some netting up on here, which is going to be support netting so the plants can grow up through it, and instead of having to individually stake each of my plants, it'll just grow up through the net and that'll give it enough support. I'm going to put one at about 30 centimetres, and then later, once they've grown up a bit more, I'll put another layer at about 60 centimetres for the big ones that need it. Right now I'm just going to do it on my sunflower because everything else is still teeny tiny, so I can do that another day. But that's what we're going to do now. Put this on there. Okay, so that's it. We are all planted up, everything is in, everything is watered. I've got the netting up over the sunflowers over here. So as they grow up, they'll get supported by that and I don't need to stake everything. It worked better than I thought actually. It's just the 12 centimetre squared netting that you get for growing cucumbers and tomatoes up. They didn't have the size I needed, so I bought a big piece and I've just cut it down to size. As I was doing it, just went along, cut it. And that's worked really well. So that'll help the flowers as they come up to give them support and keep the stems nice and straight, because I want to be using them as cut flowers. I don't want wonky stems, so I want to try and keep them nice and straight. So that should help with that. So that's me done for this week. Perfect timing because it's just about to rain, which is great because I don't feel like I gave them enough of water. So a little bit of rain will be really nice just to let them all sink down nice, get the roots wet and get them well established. So that's it for this week. I'll come back through the week if it doesn't rain, give them some water, check how they're doing. I've still got a few things growing at home, so if any of these fail, I should be able to just replace them with the few things that I have left at home. But for the most part now, it's just wait and see what we get. So thanks for joining me, and I'll keep you updated. Bye.